So, as you know, guys, our first lesson was about voices of discovery. Here is the world as we know it today. How many continents? Count them quickly. Guys, sleepy.
Yes, mister. Yes.
How many continents?
How many what? 1 2
There's
3
Continents,
7.
continents.
There's 7.
1
Seven.
7.
Seven. Okay. How many oceans?
1 2
5.
3 4 5
Sure.
5
Sure.
Yes.
Five
Yeah.
oceans, seven continents. But before the age of discovery,
6
this
يا
was
مستر.
the what? Six oceans? You have made a huge discovery in history.
4 5 6
1
6 6
2
مستر مكتوباش.
3 4 4
Read the names before
5
counting, please. Read
طيب
the names.
Yeah.
Do not just
No.
count.
ارتكوزي.
Pacific, Atlantic, Equator,
Atlantic,
Pacific,
Pacific,
Atlantic,
Atlantic,
Indian, Atlantic. 5
Okay. Final answer.
Yeah,
General
5
knowledge,
5
أنا
guys.
أشوف 6.
General knowledge. Okay.
ازاي 6 يا ابني؟ 1 2 3 4 5 5
باسيفيك مكتوبة مرتين. باسيفيك مكتوبة مرتين.
Read the
واتلانتيك
name.
وانديان واركتيك.
Read the name before
طب
counting.
مستر ليش مكتوبة مرتين؟ واي
مستر بيضحك عليك.
مش عشان كذا.
Guys, grow up. Grow up a little bit. This is the first. This was the first published map. It was done by a Greek philosopher. His name was Ptolemy, and Ptolemy starts with a P. So it
مستر
was only yes.
why there is person who are shooting water in the first map?
They were not shooting water, or they were simply blowing some air as a reference or indicator that in this place in the world you're gonna face strong storms. Get the idea? This was his point of view
Yeah.
when he drew this map. Okay. So this is the known map for them: Africa, Asia, Europe, and Australia. So whatever over there, they had no idea. Italy was one of the richest nation, or we can say the richest nation of the world before the age of discovery. Keep it in your mind, because we're gonna talk about three wealthy nations in this lesson. Sorry, but let's keep them in the correct order. The first nation before the age of discovery was Italy. Why? Because of the Silk Road. Because simply Italy was in control of the ancient Silk Road. By the Silk Road, I mean that Italy will get goods and products from China and sell it in the European market. So for this reason, Italy was the wealthiest nation in Europe before the age of discovery. During the age of discovery, Portugal was the richest nation. Why? Because during the steps she made to discover a water route to reach India, of course, she made some Portuguese trading centers in order to get the benefits. After the age of exploration, by the discovery of the new founded land, Spain was the richest nation. Get the idea? Do not mix them together, because we have three wealthy nations, but in the correct order. Before the age of discovery, Italy. During the age of discovery, Portugal. After the age of discovery, by discovering the new land, Spain. Okay? So the other European nations wanna be wealthy too. But how? Italy was in control. Italy will not simply supply them with the maps for the Silk Road. So they want to search for alternatives by using the sea. The first important lesson, the first important point in this lesson will be, why do they started the age of exploration? For four reasons. Of course, they want to be rich. they want to be wealthy nations like Italy. Fame and glory, of course, because if you made a huge discovery in history, your name will be written. Your name will be written in history. After some Reformation acts done to the church over there in Europe, as a way to say sorry, they want to apologize to the church. They want to introduce new population to the church. So one of their reason was simply to spread their faith, to spread their religion, Christianity. And also, what's over there? We want to complete the map. We want to complete the map of the globe. So it was curiosity. So keep it in your mind. Wealth, fame and glory, Christianity, and curiosity. These were the four main reasons why they started the age of exploration. Do you have any questions until now? By the way, let me tell you something. During when I share my screen, guys, when I share my presentation, I cannot see clearly what's going on here in Teams. So I cannot see who is raising his hand. So there is no problem. Simply interrupt me and ask your question. Okay, guys, you are grown-ups. Okay, is it clear? Guys,
Clear, Mr.
Okay,
Clear.
let's go on. How are they gonna do it? Of course, they need some precise means of navigation. By precise means of navigation, I mean the compass. They brought it from China. The Chinese taught them how to use the compass. The purpose of the compass is simply to show them where is north. But what's the benefit? Now I know where is the north direction, but what is the benefit? Simply nothing. It's not enough. So they need to know their exact location. Something like the modern GPS nowadays. They brought this tool from the Muslims and they taught them how to use it. This tool is called the astrolabe. This tool is simply using two guidelines, a star, a specific star in the sky, and the line of the horizon. And it's easy to identify this star over there in the sky. In a clear sky, by the way, by outside of the city, in the desert, for example, you can simply see this star, okay? And in order to identify it, you're gonna see three stars in a line. Three in a line. And this is the more brighter one. But it's not our issue here. But of course, in the city, you cannot see it because of the city light will affect your vision. But over there in the desert, it's gonna be much clear. Like if you remember, during the before Ramadan, in order to know the beginning of the new or the birth of the new moon. So they will go simply outside of the city. They will go in the middle of nowhere. They will go to the desert in order to have a clear vision because simply all of the city lights will affect your vision. So they brought the compass from the Chinese people and the astrolabe from the Muslims. And by themselves, the Europeans, they started to build larger ships and they name it caravel. So the caravel will be a light, fast sailing ship. Compass and astrolabe, precise means of navigation. Let's go on. They will start. And of course, Portugal will take the lead. Portugal will take the lead. Portugal is not the yellow one, the white one. Will take the lead because of two main reasons. Because of their location in front of the ocean, and plus another important reason, because of the efforts of that man, Henry the Navigator. Keep in your mind that Henry by himself was not a navigator. He was not a sailor, but he was interested in this field. And his major achievement, his major contribution in this field, the voyages of discovery, that he established the first school of navigation. And it was not a normal school like ours, for example. It was simply a facility, a building, where he invited all the sailors from all over the world. He invited the map makers, anyone who is interested in this field, he was invited to his school. And of course, he paid them money in order to come and contribute in his study, aiming that, hoping that someday he can figure out a water route to reach India. Unfortunately, he died before fulfilling his dream. Later on, out from this school came Diaz. But keep in your mind, Diaz was not the first Portuguese sailor or Portuguese explorer who came from the School of Navigation. Of course, there were a lot of sailors before him, but their efforts was not that significant. For example, they discovered small islands here in the ocean. And also they discovered the western coast of Africa. Maybe, let's suppose, for example, that one of the Portuguese sailors had reached this point. So what was his achievement? To establish a Portuguese trading center, and he will go back to Portugal. Another one will come, he can simply reach Guinea. So no problem, he will establish a Portuguese trading center. What's the benefit of the Portuguese trading center, for example? They can simply have some kind of trading between the Africans and the Portuguese to exchange goods. So the goods will be here and the ships will come take them away to Portugal and so on. And this is one of the reasons why Portugal was one of the richest nations during the age of exploration. So the first significant achievement was Diaz. And his achievement simply that he managed to reach the southern tip of Africa or Cape of Good Hope. Another Portuguese sailor, Vasco da Gama. His achievement was that he managed to reach Asia all the way around Africa. Diaz, Cape of Good Hope, Vasco da Gama, Africa. Do I start the recording? Yes. The third Portuguese sailor will be Pedro Cabral. Pedro Cabral, his achievement, who can help me here, guys? What was his achievement? It seems like he made the same journey of Vasco da Gama to reach Asia around Africa. But what was his significant achievement?
Brazil.
Brazil, that by chance he discovered this piece of the land, Brazil. So, for Portugal, the Portuguese sailors, Diaz, Cape of Good Hope, Vasco da Gama, the first one to reach Asia around Africa. Pedro Cabral discovered Brazil, and this is for Portugal. Spain will take the lead. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella funded Columbus's expedition. Of course, Columbus was not a Spaniard, he was not Spanish, but he was Italian. When he offered his journey or his expedition to the Italian king at that time, he refused because he said, "You are a mad guy. It cannot be done." And he refused to fund his expedition. So he went to Spain, and Spain agreed to fund his expedition and supplied him with 5 ships. And he managed to reach the Americas, or especially the Caribbean islands and Cuba. The Caribbean islands, sorry, Cuba and Hispaniola. All of them are called the Caribbean islands. Of course, while reaching over there, he thought that he reached India by sailing west, so he called all the natives over there Indians. Of course, he found some exotic products and strange animals not familiar for the Europeans at that time. He brought them with him back over there to Europe. Over there, with his achievement, of course, the Europeans hailed and treated him as a hero. because he made a huge discovery in history, although he made a mistake. But there is no problem. This was his achievement. This is fame and glory, guys. Although he made a mistake, but he will be honored in history because of his achievement. After his death, Amerigo Vespucci discovered Columbus's mistake, that this is not India. This is a new founded land. This is not Asia. This is not India. And he named it the new land. Balboa. What was Balboa's achievement, guys?
Pacific Ocean.
Yes, thank you. He discovered the Pacific Ocean. He thought that by sailing west, he can simply cross this newfound land and reach Asia. But unfortunately, he noticed that there is another ocean over there, and he named it the Pacific. Ferdinand Magellan, he was the first one to circumnavigate the globe, or to sail around the globe. Although, ironically, when he reached the Philippines, the other side of the world, he was killed over there. And he didn't physically went back to Spain. But this is fame and glory. This was his idea and his adventure. So we gonna honor him. The first one to circumnavigate the globe was Ferdinand Magellan, although he didn't physically accomplish his mission, but it was his idea. Ferdinand Magellan, the first one to circumnavigate the globe. And this is for Spain. For England, John Cabot, the English sailor, John Cabot, he simply discovered what we can say a little piece of Canada. He made 2 voyages. The first one, he made this discovery. At the second, he didn't go back to England, probably sunk. Francis Drake, his aim and his mission was simply to finish up this map, to draw the 2 continents, to finish the map. Unfortunately, when he reached this point, he couldn't go all the way around North America because of the ice. So he said, instead of going back to England, let's circumnavigate the globe again. And he was the second one to circumnavigate the globe, or to sail around the globe. Francis Drake. Henry Hudson, his idea was simply to sail around Europe, trying to reach Asia from the other direction by sailing north. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish his job. Why? Because of ice. France, the French explorer at that time was Jacques Cartier. He simply discovered what he called it later New France, or a little piece of Canada. Of course, Canada is big, guys. So he discovered a small piece of it, and he named it New France. Henry Hudson again, his achievement that he discovered the Hudson Bay and the Hudson River. Okay, do you have any questions, guys? Everything is clear? Guys, sleepy. Guys, wake up.
Yes, Mr. Everything is clear.
Sorry? Speak up.
Mr. Where's when is the quiz?
Today, 9 p.m.
Okay.
And it's gonna be available for 24 hours. So, have a look here, guys.
Curiosity.
What are the most familiar reasons of exploration? Who's gonna help me here, guys?
Curiosity, Christianity.
To
fame
spread
and glory.
Christianity.
Christianity, curiosity. Number 3,
Fame and glory.
fame and glory, exactly. And the fourth one?
Wealthy.
Wealth, exactly. So, the most familiar reasons of exploration: wealth, fame and glory, Christianity, curiosity. Why did Prince Henry sponsor many exploration trips? What was his goal? What was his aim? Any suggestions?
To do a school of navigation.
Yes, what was the purpose that he established the School of Navigation? Why do you think?
To teach people to navigate, Miss.
To go to India in a certain way or China.
Thank you, Yusuf. To find the water route to India, not to teach people how to sail, because he simply invited all the sailors from all over the world. So they know how to sail. But his aim and his goal was simply to discover a sea route to India, around Africa, of course. What made Portugal one of the richest nations in Europe during the age of exploration? Why Portugal was one of the richest nations?
Because of the trade center.
Thank you very much, because Portugal established many trading centers around the world.
Yes. Prince Henry discovered sea route to air? To discover sea route?
To India, to reach India.
Okay.
Yes. What was the difference between Diaz and Vasco da Gama exploration trips? Diaz, what was his achievement?
He discovered the Cape of Good Hope.
Thank you. Vasco da Gama.
He discovered he continued the way all the way to India.
Thank you. The next one. By the way, guys.
Mr. Number one,
model...
Christianity, fame and glory, I mean riches, and what's the last reason? The fourth reason.
Wealth, fame and glory, Christianity, curiosity.
Mr. What was about Portugal?
By the way, guys, you have the model answer of this sheet already published over there in the course material. Do not bother yourself to write down the answers now. Just be with me, okay? You didn't notice the model answers over there published? Guys, sleepy. The course material over there. Yes.
Is all of the
quizzes today
from this paper?
Mr. The quizzes today? It will be how much time? Like
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
30 minutes, okay. How many questions?
7. All of them are MCQs and true or false. Easy.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Welcome. So what you need to do, how to get ready for the quiz? Simply, you can see the video of this revision lesson. I will upload it to the YouTube. Then have memorize the model answers of the practice sheets. Okay? Then you are done. You are ready for the quiz. That's it. Super easy.
Mr. If someone just studied the model answer, is this enough?
Suit yourself.
Mr.
No problem.
MCQ, Mr. Or
MCQ and true or false. All of the questions. MCQs and true or false. But please do not misuse your mind. By misusing, I mean maybe. And I said maybe. Some of you will find in the practice sheets some writing questions like those, for example. Okay? So by misusing your mind, maybe you're gonna say, oh, it's MCQs, true or false, so there is no need to study this question. And this one, definition? No, the teacher said no definitions in the quiz. Please, every single item in front of you in this sheet can be a question over there in the quiz. Okay? So you have to memorize all of these points. Watch the video for the revision and memorize the questions. So for Vasco da Gama, he discovered the sea route to India. What's a caravel, guys? Caravel, what's a caravel? Is it a compass?
No, caravel not a compass.
What's a caravel? What is it?
boats.
كرفل اللي هو
A light, fast sailing ship.
ايوه
Okay.
هي دي.
Caravel is a light, fast sailing ship. What do I mean by circumnavigate?
The thing that Miguel
Going around
Go
the
through
earth.
all around the world.
Thank you very much. To sail around the world. The achievement of Balboa. What was his achievement?
discovered the Pacific Ocean.
Pacific Ocean. Thank you. Ferdinand Magellan.
Circumnavigate.
Circumnavigation. He was the first one to circumnavigate the globe. Columbus. Easy. Super easy.
He
What was his
discovered
achievement?
Discovered
Discovered the
Discovered
Americas.
America.
The Americas. Okay. Why do you think Columbus called the Native Americans Indians? Why he didn't call them Portuguese, for example? Why he didn't call them Europeans?
He thought he like went through and went to India.
Thank you. He thought that he already reached India. Thank you. Why Prince Henry was given the title Henry the Navigator? Or I can
He
change this
opened school
question.
for navigation.
Thank you. Although he was not a navigator by himself, he was given the title Henry the Navigator, like your friend had just said, because he established and he supported many exploration trips, because he established the School of Navigation and he supported.
Yeah, Mr. Prince Henry was a monarch, yeah.
Yes, he was the Portuguese king. He was a prince at the beginning, then he was the king. But he was not the navigator. He was not a sailor, but he was a supporter. Okay? Got the issue? Guys.
Yes.
The most important technological tools used by sailors were precise means of navigation,
Compass.
compass and
Maps.
precise means of navigation, one from China and the other from the Muslims.
Astrolabe.
Astrolabe, thank you. The compass and the astrolabe. Diaz became the first European to attempt to sail around the southern tip of Africa, a point known today as starts with the C.
The Cape of Good Hope.
Cape of Good Hope. Who saw the land that was later called Brazil?
Cabral.
Cabral, Pedro Cabral. The Spanish ruler, king and queen, who paid for whom to sail west from Spain to China?
Isabella and
Queen Isabella and King starts with an F.
Ferdinand.
Frank.
Ferdinand, not Frank. Ferdinand. King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella paid for Columbus to sail west from Spain to China. And these two rulers, guys, are responsible for kicking the Muslims out of Spain. Now I can tell you that this is your revision lesson. I will upload it to you today, inshallah, to the YouTube, so you can